Great lunch, great coffee, great Indian coffee. Yeah. So I'm going to be talking about Joomla and open source in general, and how Joomla companies or any open source companies can make contributing to the open source project one of their key goals in the projects, which benefits the project as well as the open source project. So my name is Ashwin. I'm CTO of Tech Joomla. Uh, with Tech Joomla, we build really cool extensions. We have JBolo, which is a chatting extension. We have JGive, which is something like Kickstarter. We have social ads. We have InviteX, and a few more. So it's mainly products. So I hope everyone is awake. Quick stretch. Does that work? Quick stretch. Stretch. So let's do a quick experiment, a social experiment. Uh, I assume everyone's on Twitter, Facebook. So why don't you guys follow me and Joomla? A small experiment. So what we're going to do is, once you follow, just tweet something with hash I love Joomla, and then follow hash I love Joomla, and let's see what happens by the end of the session. We want to keep track of what's happening, and there's some balls, Tech Joomla balls, to be earned at the end of the session. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about today. Be a little selfish, use and contribute to open source. Yeah, so you want to be a little selfish. So since all of you guys are here, I assume you know about open source, you know a little bit about Joomla since morning. So anyone has ideas about why open source, why Joomla, why use open source? Any benefits, anything you guys can think of? Community, yeah, help of community. Anything else? Yeah, so powerful software, yeah. So this is what I think is really cool about open source. So it's free, as in free beer. It's secure and tested, wide usage. It means, so unlike closed source software, there's more eyes on the code. More eyes means more people fixing bugs, fixing problems. It's faster updates. So unlike closed source, there's frequent updates going on about in Joomla, any open source, which helps make the software better, faster. Then what we have is, it's basically, since it's open source, we can reuse parts from here and there. So we spend less time in reinventing the wheel and only focus on areas that really make our software so much better. And the best part is there's no vendor lock-in. So I can contract anyone else to build my Joomla site if I'm not happy with my existing vendor. So there's no vendor lock-in, there's flexibility. So what we feel is giving back, contributing, all these are selfless acts, but then essentially they are really selfish because they make you feel good about contributing. So coming to this, contributing to open source as a company, it takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of planning to ensure that as a company, you make a goal of contributing to the project. At the same time, you ensure that your project really proceeds in a great way. So next time you build a project using something open source, why don't you ask this question to yourself? What is the piece that I can give back to the community? So
I don't know the rest of the people.
hello, hello, hello. I think it goes through the laptop. I'm audible, right?
Yes. Cool. Okay. These are not related with my sites.
Okay. So what I want to propose everyone now is, when we build sites, when we build projects, let's make sure we improve Joomla. We improve Joomla with every other project, because with every project, you might something that's a little niggling. Your customer doesn't like something, and you fix it, but then you fix it for yourself. You don't really give it back to the Joomla project. So the idea behind this is that you need to make contributing as part of the project plan. So anything that needs to be fixed for a client obviously needs to go in as the project itself. So it's easy to send in pull requests and stuff like that. So even if you fix something like you make the admin a bit more usable, so you kind of hide a few things, you move around a few things, it's in the interest of usability, and obviously all the Joomla users should benefit from that. So why not just send a pull request, and everyone finds it good, they'll obviously take it in. So that's what it's all about. Contributing to open source gives you one super selfish feeling, which is the feeling of being awesome. That's what it's about. So that's the reason you need to really plan, ensure that you contribute, and it's going to make you feel nice. So something more on contributing, obviously this is the selfish aspect of it. So you get recognition, you get to be, oh, I'm sorry, you get to be cool in the community, you get to be in the leaderboard. I don't think we have a leaderboard in the community, right? That's going to be a good idea of having a leaderboard. Let's just gamify the entire contribution piece. That should be a nice idea. The other part is get your code tested for free. So you really create nice improvement in Joomla, and people like Puneet test it for free. So it's also helping your own project by ensuring lesser hacks. So that's what I talked about. So if there's a feature, if there's an improvement for your own project, it's in your interest you push it to Joomla, because the next time you upgrade Joomla you might just lose that improvement or change. So just give it back. So when contributing, it's also important to understand that you should not be sending in any or every change you make, because it may not be ideal for everyone. So what you need to do is understand and kind of think about what could be useful for the general public, the mass. So which is what I mean by contributing the least common denominator, stuff that everyone can use, everyone can find useful, and obviously get experience and exposure and improve your contributions. So specifically, how can organizations help here? So this is the open source workflow, as we call it. Okay, so obviously we get money from client projects. So client projects means custom work, and so when you do your client projects, what you should do is plan something that you give to open source. So when you plan, make a project specific plan and make an open source plan, and ensure that any open source contributions go in as actually commits, pull requests to Joomla. And it's easy, it's not very hard to actually do this, because I mean each of the client has a unique requirement, and then with each of the requirement, I'm sure you do hacks, you do overrides, you write plugins, you change workflows, which obviously is in the interest of usability. So why not give it back to Joomla? So that's what we've been doing with a lot of client projects, and it's really helping. So what else? I mean, apart from code commits, what else can we do? So it's really easy to do translations. I mean, I'm sorry, I wouldn't say easy, but then if you know a particular language, and if you're non-native English speaker, why not go ahead and translate Joomla to your own language? So right now Joomla is how many languages? 65. Yeah. So why not make it 100? Why not make it more? In India we speak like 18 languages, and I think there's only 18. Yeah, that's the official ones are 18, I think. So yeah, and I think there's probably just 3 or 4 Indian languages out there in Joomla. 8? I think there's 3 or 4, not more than that. Yeah. In there's Hindi, Bengali, there's Telugu. There's four of them, I think. So why not have all of the 18 out there? So we just spread the wings of Joomla across India. So that's what it is. Just translate. The next best thing you can do is get into the forums. So everyone started at some point, and you've been so far now. Why don't you go in and help the other people who are new? So everyone who starts using Joomla anew has some problems. So they post in the forums, they post on Stack Overflow. Why not spend some time helping them out? So this is a pledge that we usually ask people to take. So it's called the Joomla Help Out pledge. And what we do, so just go in, look at the unanswered questions, start answering them, start helping them out. It's not there's no problem if you get wrong, there's no problem if you give the wrong answer. People will definitely correct you, you learn, the poster learns. It's important to start it's important to start answering, start contributing. So can we take this pledge, can we take the pledge to contribute, help people? It's going to take probably half an hour every week, not too much. So anyone who likes to write, this is for them. So I am sure all of you have had a problem, a specific problem with Joomla, things are not working the way they should, things kind of breaking, and then you fix them in some way. Why not write a blog post of your favorite problems? Why not tweet about it? So just sharing your knowledge obviously is going to help you contribute. People will be more knowledgeable. So code in patches and features. So Gunjan is going to do a really good session tomorrow on the Git workflow. So anyone who's a coder, who's had some experience and would want to contribute to Joomla, I would really suggest you attend a session that's on Sunday. And additionally, we have a nice bug squashing session tonight. It starts at around 8:30 and will go until as long as you want. So anyone who wants to try their hand at coding, testing, patching, join in the evening. So that's code patches. Obviously not everyone might be interested to code. So if you want to test out, there's a really cool tool called as the Joomla patch tester, which allows you to test patches that people have written and ensure that the code is squeaky clean. So test patches that people have given, that's another way to really join hands. If you're a designer, a UI person or a UX person, Joomla needs you. So you want to make the admin better, you want to make the front end better, you want to make Joomla really look cool, you need to join in the UI UX team and then just help people out, make Joomla really stunning, make it look really nice. So let's see how we did. So any tweets? You're in, oh, you're too busy. So yeah, so I'm sure if you would have done this, you would have got a couple of followers, you would have got retweeted. So that's the selfishness in it. Okay, so you get recognition for being part of the community. People start liking you, they start hearing you, and slowly they start respecting your opinions. So you want to see rather increase the adoption of Joomla, increase contributions. Start today. So that's what I was talking about. We have a session happening today evening, which is bug squashing. So it's going to be a nice session. So anyone who's new to coding, they can definitely come in and learn coding. Testing, you can come in and do testing. There's a lot of cookie jar bugs out there that can be tested, fixed, all done with. So that's going to be happening today evening. So everyone obviously should be joining in. I'm more or less done, but what I would want to do now is make this more of an interactive session. I would like to hear from you what you've been doing in the community and how we can help you kind of make it better. Okay, so you obviously, so can we just have a quick round across everyone? So if you can just tell us how you've been contributing and what do you, what could you suggest to new people who want to just start joining Joomla contributions?
Okay. Maybe he can have more experience than me.
Yeah, sure.
We are working on the Spanish edition of the Joomla Magazine. I'm working with him for almost a year. He's working for 3 years, I think. Yes. And we are sharing Joomla and Joomla community all around Latin America and Spain.
Okay.
We are issuing a number every month.
Okay, so what's great about these guys is that you guys know about the Joomla Magazine, right? The Joomla Community Magazine. They have an issue coming out every month. Yeah, very good resource. So what they do is that they translate the issues to Spanish. So anyone in Latin America who does not have English as their first language, obviously gets to read about Joomla because they take the pains to do that. So similar to that, anyone in India who's interested, we can obviously have a Hindi issue coming out. Why not? Things like that. So
And another contribution is I have a presentation on Sunday at
okay,
14:45.
okay,
It's very related with yours, but it's for promoting the use of Joomla at the government stage.
okay, okay,
And this kind of what you are doing today is great because you are promoting
right, exactly,
Joomla, but there are also another level of promotion that is with the states or with the local governments we are working or we are involved around us. And it's very important. We have Joomla days, we have JAPs, Joomla
exactly,
user
yeah,
groups,
yeah,
and it's a good tool to promote Joomla as a tool for the local governments
right,
for transparency and citizen
participation,
partnership
yeah.
and all that stuff. So if you have news, please share Joomla as a tool.
So what's cool is a lot of government agencies, as you said, are adopting Joomla, and then as companies, as Joomla providers, we are instrumental in actually pushing Joomla usage uh, into them. So it's important that as users of Joomla, it's our job to spread it. So the more you can push it inside projects, universities, governments, the better it's going to be. So currently Joomla powers roughly 3% of the web. So 3% 3% of the web. So why not drive that number to like 4, 5, 10%? So it needs you. So Joomla needs you. It's about you people contributing, using Joomla, working on Joomla, making it kind of the thing that you work on. So thanks a lot. So any you guys. So how about you? So just a quick round on how do you contribute?
Contributing. I have been uh, sharing messages of the people working in Joomla because I have interviewed some of the people like the director of OSM, and I have shared their views with the Joomla community. So that is one portion of the contribution that I think I have done.
Okay, so marketing obviously is another. I mean, uh, the shiny things sell. So that's what Pranav is helping us out with. So he's helping out promoting Joomla to everyone on Twitter, Facebook by posting things that are new, things that are hot in the Joomla sphere for everyone to know. So that's another area that obviously. So no coder, no blog writer. Obviously, if you're connected to a lot of people, why not use your marketing skills to get Joomla across? Yeah. How about you?
Study about
Con-
Joomla.
why don't we have a round of applause for him? He did his first patch and came here.
From my uncle, he did his website in Joomla, KMC Medicos. He is a MBBS holder,
Okay,
so he did himself Joomla in
it's
Joomla.
fantastic. It's
He
fantastic.
introduced me about Joomla, and I started to discover Joomla.
So you should join the evening session obviously because
Yeah, sure.
you're coder and then we need people like you. So that's great. That's really great. So that's how you really learn, start contributing, and it's not hard. I mean, as Sarah said in the morning, it's about taking the leap. Just be brave, do your first patch, do your first contribution, and you're all set. So how about you, sir?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I contributed to Joomla, like I fixed bugs and I edited some documentation.
Okay.
I did some unit tests, but that was like 2 years back. So right now I like try to maintain sites, like do the migrations from lower version to higher version, but didn't like did some mostly the coding part is like my area, so I generally do that.
So if I'm not wrong, you're part of the Google Summer of Code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another. I mean, especially for students, that's a really cool way to get involved. So Google has a program called as Google Summer of Code, which happens every year, and Joomla has been fortunate to participate. I think 3 or 4 years. Unfortunately, they didn't make it last year, but that's been happening. So any students who are still in college, they can participate. I mean, on a paid assignment to work for Joomla, and then you can pick your you can take your pick from a variety of projects that the community wants done, and I think both of these guys were part of that, and that's really a great experience both for the students as well as the mentors on the Joomla side, because it's a really great give and take of ideas and experiences. So that's another great idea, great way to really get involved. Yeah, thanks a lot. How about you? Okay.
Firefox OS, and to start with Joomla, I just attended this. I've heard it from my friends.
Okay. So how do you plan? So now that you kind of know the areas to contribute, how do you plan to get started?
Actually, I just thought to learn in the evening session, the coding
Okay.
session, and start contributing.
Okay,
Not at-
that should be super. See you in the evening then. Okay. What about you?
So we are going to start building our website based on Joomla. So we have a Medu sports, and so since we are going to start building, so we have come to learn how to do those things. So we are just going to start up now.
That's good. So I mean, if you're stuck, if you need any help, obviously the community is right here to help you out. So don't hesitate to go onto the forum, Stack Ideas and Stack Overflow, sorry, and post any problems you see. Yep, thank you. Would you like to? So Parth is here. He is helping out as the as part of the marketing team. He is the strategic marketing manager for Joomla. So I think even you should share your experiences.
Because on the strategic marketing front, it's really marketing for Joomla. That's one side of it, and I think Ashwin had some slides around even if you're not a coder, what you can do with Joomla. So right from meeting to actually writing documentation to helping us write blogs, it's really easy to contribute. It's about sharing what you know. So it doesn't necessarily have to be code math. So there's a lot of ways in which you can contribute. I think the bigger impact that we are making is around the projects that we're working on, because what we have done is, I don't know which session I said it in, but we have made it a strategic thing in the company to actually contribute to some kind of an open source project. So every developer in our company has to create some kind of common code and release it on GitHub. Either it can be a Joomla patch or it can be something that can be reused. And it's something they have to do monthly. And we have been doing this for almost 8 to 10 months now. And we are seeing that the open source spirit is really evolving well, because now it's not an option. They have to do it every month. They are tracked on it every couple of weeks. And now it's teaching them to think in a way that they're actually writing code that they can reuse rather than getting it done. And I think that's a really great way. And if companies can kind of evolve to that and try and, so do you know how Linux works? So you have the Linux kernel somewhere at the top, then you have something like Debian, and then you have something commercial like Ubuntu at the bottom. And as far as these downstream projects are concerned, they're always contributing to the upstream projects. They're probably making money down here by either making it simpler to use or whatever. But I think for Joomla, if we can have a lot of projects downstream like this, which are building their own business or building their own applications, and they are dependent on Joomla like that, and they are able to get to use the common code that Joomla is and add value to their customers, then I think that's the best way to contribute, because then you don't have to do anything special to contribute. You are just doing your everyday job and you are actually ending up contributing. So the more you can align whatever you're doing with using, so this is what we do a lot. So if you can adopt this kind of a contribution culture and make sure that you make it your mission to decide that, hey, this is a e-commerce website I'm building, and what is stopping me from making it the best. And you might just find something that you want to change in Joomla, and that can end up becoming patch. So if you can kind of think like that, I think it's time to start thinking like that, rather than saying, Joomla is not letting me do this. If you can say that, this is a problem, let me solve it. And that will get solved for everybody. And it's not something that I should be putting in my code, but just putting it upstream and just contributing it back. So if you can make this work, I think that's...
Sander, you did a really good set of overrides. I remember seeing a session some time back. I think it was you.
Sorry?
I think you did a session some time back about admin overrides to make the admin
Simpler.
simpler. Yeah. So
The article you mean?
yeah, the article form. Yeah. So can you tell us about that?
That's actually, I notice a lot that for many people that are end users of your website, it's hard to write and publish an article on the front end even. It's kind of, the interface is not really friendly, we have tabs, so it's kind of confusing how everything works. So I created an override for Joomla, which I shared also with a blog post and a video about user testing before and after, and see the difference how people could find their way in publishing it. I wrote that for the community magazine as well, so it has been published in the Joomla community magazine online. And I'm now also working on making sure it will be a patch for Joomla. So it's not only the template override, I'm now also working
That's exactly what
on
I'm
making it available for Joomla as well. Because we noticed that problem, we recognized it, and let's fix it in Joomla itself so many people can improve it. Another option, recently I noticed that when you log into Joomla, there's not directly an option to log out with the menu item. You will recognize the problem probably. You have to click on login, then you go to the page, okay, you click on logout.
There's a plugin for that, but then that needs
There are
to be
extensions for it, but I think it needs to be
Yeah, there are extensions, but I recently wrote a simple patch for that as well, because a client needed that as well. I contributed that back to the project, and now it's being included in the next Joomla release. It will be part of the Joomla review file. And it's really easy, it's not taking longer than I will do for the client, but just making sure contributing to Joomla, everyone can benefit it.
It's about using what you're doing for your clients and just giving it back to the community, because you do it for your client, the client is happy, you do it for Joomla, you make probably 100 more clients happy, and then that makes the community happy. So, and it's easy.
I mean, almost all the contributions we have done have been like that. So somebody needed something, we saw that it was a universal problem. And then it made sense to fix it there, because tomorrow there is one more client going to come and ask you for the same thing. And a lot of those things are silly. For example, the logout thing, if you tell them, Joomla doesn't do this, they'll say, oh, don't use Joomla.
There's so often things in Joomla that a lot of people complain about.
Yeah.
And while if everybody would spend the time that they've been complaining, it would be fixed like 100 times. So you can always think yourself, okay, I can complain on it, or I can see if I can fix it. If you can't code, that's also fine. Try to find people that can code it for you.
Just sit on their heads and bang them on the head.
Yeah.
That's what I do, I don't really code. Bang them.
Thank you. So what you guys, you've been?
I'm into a startup, and I just came in to actually see the power of Joomla to build the platform, and my whole idea was to have a strong platform which can integrate devices, which today morning session IoT was something which I'm thinking about. Like if you have a strong platform which can take you to much longer way, it's better than going for something fancy. So that was the awareness.
I think, you can definitely make a great contribution to the maybe the web services or the API
testing
section
or something is going on. We'll see how it goes. But
there's a session happening, I think, tomorrow about that.
heard a bit small from him about that
So
integration.
basically what Ashwin is talking about is that right now we are using our own web service here. But Joomla 3.6 will bring web services into the CMS. And Chris Davenport is going to be talking about that. So that will be an interesting 3.6. So that would be an interesting session to attend, because then things will be
And
similar.
that's quite close to what you've been trying to you've been trying to do in your startup. How about you, ma'am?
I'm just kind of new to this, so I'm gathering information because I'm not using Joomla yet, but I'm very interested in it.
So how do you contribute once you know this?
Of course, first I will need to know about it.
Can you at least make one tweet
Yeah,
about the event?
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I did already. I shared that.
Oh, okay.
Picture on Facebook.
Thank you. How about you, sir?
I work in automated system testing team.
Okay.
And I'm currently the lead of the automation working group in Joomla. I'm Puneet, I'm from Bangalore. So we people are working on creating automation suite, test suite using Codeception and Joomla browser. So I'm going to talk about it on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's my contribution to Joomla.
What's Joomla browser?
Joomla browser is a module on top of Codeception that people have started using.
I thought you misspelled it or something.
No, it's a module called as Joomla browser.
Oh, okay.
So is it like Phantom or something?
Not like Phantom, but I don't know how to define it.
I think we know better on something.
Yeah, maybe once you look at this.
So there we have a room full of Joomla contributors. Why not make it 2 roomfuls, 3 roomfuls? Why not spread the word? Why not tell 5 more people to start contributing? So can all of us take that pledge? Yeah. Okay. 5 more people. 5 more. So can we take a pledge to tell 5 more people to contribute to Joomla? Yeah. So that's cool. So I'm sure we have 5 roomfuls of contributors very soon. So yeah, I think that was mainly it. It's probably.
There will be the Joomla in action session.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a workshop.
And I will give a presentation just in front of it with most likely a bit similar to what you did. With some options you can contribute to, but you can directly do it that afternoon. So tomorrow afternoon there will be all kind of workshops where you can get involved. So if you haven't contributed yet, tomorrow will be the first day you can.
Sorry, I'm just saying that, but yeah, obviously there's one more session. So there's a lot of sessions to get involved. Make the most of it. Go to all of them, and start your. So let's have a contribution from each of you by the end of Sunday. Let's do that. After lunch.
Please don't sleep in the sessions. Actually get something done.
And it's also really for the new people even, we will come up with great things to contribute on. And if you can't write code or be there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all. Anything else? Any questions you guys have? Happy to answer. I think everyone's okay. Good. So thanks a lot. Thank you.
What about the tweets? They're already out there.
They should be there. Yeah. Let's do a quick check.
Just put it on the screen. Have you put it on the screen?
Sorry.
Is there a competition? Are we getting some?
All the things come fast.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I'll get you
So
some.
the next time
We already have that. We have 2 walls.
So nobody did that.
2 walls are better than 1.
Let's.
I think your hashtag moved too quick out of the screen.
Yes, that's right. That's
So let's
what I
tweet
mean.
now.
I was about to tweet, but then what was the hashtag again?
Yes.
Let's tweet again.
Yes.
Let's do it now.
Go, you got 2 minutes.
2 minutes more.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
So bring up the slide again. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Joomla.
Okay, so thanks guys. Thanks for staying long. Thanks a lot. So is this the last session for the day?